So because recently he signed a title fight with Leon Edwards, everyone's been poking at Colby Covington as a contender and roasting his strength of schedule. I want to introduce you to a man named Brian Ortega. Remember him? I almost forgot as well. What are you doing, Brian Ortega? Prepare yourself for a verbal onslaught in this video. You deserve it. What are you doing? The reason why I've made this video and why I feel the need to make this video is because Arnold Allen just signed to fight Movsar Evloev. He shouldn't have to fight Movsar Evloev. You should be the one fighting Movsar Evloev. You should be the one welcoming Ilia Topuria up the division. But instead, you're just gallivanting around. No big deal. I'll stay number 3 ranked in a division, even though I don't have a win that's relevant whatsoever. We've had people go after Colby Covington. He's got his title shot against Leon Edwards. There's no point continuing the slander against him. There's no point. But with Brian Ortega, there is a point. Get in the cage and fight someone. What are you doing? You're 32. I know you act like you're like 24 years of age, like an Israel Adesanya knockoff. You're 32 years of age. What's going on? Since that shoulder injury to Yair Rodriguez, he went on to fight Josh Emmett. He then went on to fight Alexander Volkanovski. And that was back in July. And you still haven't even had a fight signed. What's going on? Get in the cage. I'm sick of it. Or UFC, actually implement your rule about people falling down the rankings. Because as I'm seeing it right now, he's number 3 in the division. It literally goes Volkanovski, Holloway, Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega for some bizarre reason. People have been talking about this with Colby Covington. No one's really bringing it up with Brian Ortega until today, and I'm about to send it home. His last win is the Korean Zombie. I'm going to go to his Tapology right now, and I'm going to turn pale as a ghost because Tapology is a very white page on my screen. Just a warning, all right? I turned into Casper, sue me. His last win was in 2020 against the Korean Zombie in October. It has been 3 years since Brian Ortega has got a win in the UFC. He has been out for 1 year and 3 months with no fight and no fight signed as well, by the way. Even after the Volkanovski fight, he took 10 months off as well. I know he took damage in these contests. I know he got injured against Yair Rodriguez. But there's got to be something else to this. He fought Holloway in December of 2018. I know he took a lot of damage there as well. Returns, I know the whole situation around the world, returns in October of 2020 to beat the Korean Zombie. Guess what? The Korean Zombie is retired from the UFC. He's retired from MMA. He's no longer competing in the sport anymore. What is keeping Brian Ortega at number 3 in the rankings? And before you tell me, oh, but that guillotine was tight, I don't want to hear it. He got dominated that fight outside of that one moment where he got the guillotine in the triangle, that one sequence where he nearly submitted Volkanovski twice. I get it, it's impressive. It is impressive. But that one sequence that he had in round 3, and I want to say, like, my eye's bugging out. This haircut's lame and gay. I want to say he landed one good punch in round 5 as well. Other than that, he lost. You've got to admit he lost 23 minutes of the fight against Alexander Volkanovski, pretty much. He won like the last minute of the fight where Volkanovski knew he had won. And then he went in round 3 and had like a minute exchange where he was doing well. And he didn't even win round 3. I know he got close to finishing Volk. But that's like someone dropping a champion in a fight and then going on to get dominated for the rest of that very same fight. I don't know if this should be holding him up to number 3 in the rankings. We have other contenders fighting current top 15 ranked guys in the division. Current top 15 ranked guys. This is not the same as Colby Covington fighting to what should have arguably been scored a draw against Kamaru Usman and being up on the scorecards against Kamaru Usman before being finished in round 5 to illegal back of the head shots. This is not the same whatsoever as that. At all. Brian Ortega, if you take away the Korean Zombie win that he had in 2020, October, doesn't have a win since 2018 March. 2018 March. I haven't even got into the fact that his last win was Frankie Edgar in March of 2018. He then gets a title shot against Holloway after it gets rebooked, after Holloway has that weird moment where he looks a little bit slurry in one of the interviews. And when I say slurry, I don't think he was hurling racial slurs. I'm talking like he was just mumbling over his words a little bit, had a bad weight cut, bit of health complications, came back at the end of the year, all good. Got dominated by Holloway, shown that he wasn't on that level whatsoever. What happens next? Takes nearly 2 years off before he fights the Korean Zombie, wins by decision against the Korean Zombie, and gets a title shot a year from then, even though that was postponed because of the whole sneezing synchronization around the world situation that I don't want to say in case I get demonetized. But still, immediately back into a title shot, and then he loses to Yair Rodriguez. And even though it was kind of a submission hold, it's like, you know, he goes and apologizes to Yair's family. I'm sorry it had to end that way. I really apologize. I wanted it to be a war. Like, dude, it's Yair's family. They don't care. They're happy you lost. That was one of the cringiest videos I've ever seen. Have you seen when Brian Ortega goes backstage to Yair's whole family and goes, I'm so sorry it had to end that way. Like, I really wanted to... like he thought Yair's family would be annoyed he didn't sleep Yair in the fight. What are you thinking, dude? You're not up there. You know what I mean? It's pathetic. He should be fighting Evloev. He should be welcoming Ilia Topuria to the top. But instead, it's like Josh Emmett welcomes another one. Cater welcomes another one. Arnold Allen says yes to Evloev. You know what I mean? It's annoying. We need some movement in the division. And Ortega's just right there doing nothing. Doing nothing but lose and get title shots. What's going on here? I don't understand how he's ranked number 3 in the division. Ilia Topuria is ranked number 5. He should be above Arnold Allen. I truly believe that. If we want to use the ranking system correctly here, Ilia Topuria should be ranked number 3 in the division. He should be ranked number 3. Above Arnold Allen and above Brian Ortega, it should be. Yair number 2, Holloway 1, Volk champ. 3, Ilia Topuria. 4, Arnold Allen. 5, Brian Ortega. At a minimum, he should be that low down. What else has he done? Beat the Korean Zombie in 2020. It was not like Korean Zombie was the number 1 guy in the division at the time either, by the way. He wasn't. What was Korean Zombie's career status whenever he fought Brian Ortega, by the way? The Korean Zombie, before he fought Brian Ortega, he came off win over Edgar. All right. He still lost to Yair 2 fights before that. So he wasn't the top contender in that division. I think he was ranked like number 5 or 6 or 4 in the division. He wasn't even number 1 contender. So it's not like it was, so deserving of Ortega to immediately get a title shot again and keep a high ranking. TKZ's gone. Ilia should be above you. Ilia just beat Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett had a win over Calvin Kattar. Disagree with the decision all you want. He got given the win against Calvin Kattar. It was a very close fight. I didn't agree with the decision. Either way, he got the win. And he moved up the rankings because of it. He should be above Brian Ortega. That's such a more relevant win. Ilia Topuria he just beat Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell's now coming off a win since that fight. Was undefeated in the UFC before that fight on a win streak in the rankings himself. But no, Ilia's not done quite enough to knock Ortega out the ranking spot of number 3. Ortega's, what's Ortega been doing? Well, Ortega bagged Tracy Cortez. How can we forget? You know what? Maybe there's a point to it. Honestly, maybe now I've really considered every angle here. Maybe there's a point to this. You know what he did get with... You know what? Give him a title shot. He got Tracy Cortez and he chucked it away. Give that man a lightweight title shot. Him versus Pavlovich next for the heavyweight vacant belt after Jones Miocic. Who knows? No, I'm joking. But still, getting with Tracy Cortez does not validate you as number 3 in the world when you haven't done anything. You got dominated by Holloway. Dominated by Volk outside of 2 minutes of that fight. What's good, UFC? Keep that energy. You were talking about, UFC removes McGregor down the rankings because of his inactivity. You even did it to McGregor. But with Ortega, it's like, no. Give him his time. He's 32. When did he fight Yair? Was it April of last year? I'm going to find out right now. He's 15-3. He fought Yair Rodriguez in July of 2022. It's been a year and 3 months since then. What's the holdup? I know you injured your shoulder and it's a very technical muscle to recover from. But still, can we see a bit of movement down the rankings here? He's hogging the top spot. He should be fighting the Evloev. He should be fighting Arnold Allen coming off a loss. But you know what they're going to do? That's going to really, really annoy me. And I know they're going to do it. And we're going to see if this video ages well. They're going to rematch him and Yair. And we're going to get this stupid thing that we get at lightweight. Where it's like, which combination of Gaethje, Chandler, and Poirier are fighting next? And who's next up to lose to Makhachev or Oliveira? Let's find out. That's basically what the lightweight division was for the past 3 years. It gets annoying. There's no movement. And then you get these situations where you don't even know if the top contenders are actually better than the bottom contenders because there's so much separation between them. They ain't seen each other in 4 years. Ortega's going to get a rematch against Yair. And they're going to do like Giga Chikadze versus Bryce Mitchell or some of these other matchups. None of these up-and-comers are going to get either of those top contenders. I'll be very surprised if they do Yair Rodriguez versus Giga Chikadze. To be honest with you, I won't be. Maybe they do it in December, Yair wins, and they still put him against Brian Ortega in a rematch. We need to see what really would have happened in that fight. After Ortega was basically getting smoked for the entirety of it, and his arm popped out when he was in an armbar. I know it wasn't applying pressure on the shoulder, but it was clearly, or it wouldn't have popped out. I'm getting annoyed by this. Okay? I'm really getting annoyed. How many followers does Brian Ortega have? Is there something I'm missing here? What are we looking at here? Sorry. Brian Ortega Instagram. What are we talking about here? What's going on? Not even 1 million. Okay, that's a real understatement. 973,000 followers. Fair enough, to be honest with you. What do his posts even get? His last Instagram post was September 25th. 35,000 likes. Fair enough. It's basically just Jeff Molina's and females in the Instagram section that are verified. That is the combination and extent of his Instagram comment section, essentially. Here's another one that he posted September 2nd. So he's not even active there. August 26th. Like, what? It's not like... I know there are some likes on these posts, but half of them are hidden. Here's one of him in June the 1st. 18k likes. What are we doing, UFC? This ain't like a superstar like... we got McGregor-ish level star power here with Ortega. I knew what you were doing with O'Malley. Fair play. Ortega? Have him fight a contender or we riot. End of discussion. He should be fighting Allen or Evloev. Someone new. Don't do another lightweight repeat of him versus Yair to earn his rematch against Holloway. Like, no one wants to see that again. Get to it, man. It's getting annoying. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I just seen so many people talking about Colby recently, and I'm just like, right there at featherweight, guys. He's right there. Look at him doing the same fucking shit. No one's talking about it, though. I know he's injured, but, like, it's been a year and 4 months, brother. Get in the cage. Not even that good looking either. I'm better looking. Tracy.